there's some interesting technology for collecting saliva. Basically, you chew on a tampon, and your mouth thinks, all right, I don't agree with your taste in food, but I'm going to help you get it down. And it makes a lot of saliva, which is then absorbed by the directions were in 4 languages. Il tampone was in fact the tampon. So then the researcher and I put the saliva sopping tampons into a centrifuge, spun it out, and we had these little glass beakers. And stimulated saliva is really, it's 99% water. It's clear and beautiful and sparkling. And I guarantee you, even if it's your own, you won't drink it. And I tried to get the saliva researcher, I tried to get her to do it. And she just kind of laughed. And I said, no, I mean, she goes, yeah, I know, it's mine, it's in my mouth. And I'm like, well, okay, so just go ahead, it's that much. And she went, no. I mean, I was in the Amazon where years ago for a story, and chicha is a beverage that's made, it's a manioc drink, and it's fermented with saliva. There are some bacteria in there. So it's a saliva fermented drink that has a very spitty quality. But you can't, the first thing when you walk into someone's home is they bring this half coconut shell with chicha, and there's often like a thing hanging down the bottom. I spent 3 or 4 days in this village, pretending to take sips of chicha and then passing it off to the anthropologist, going, help me.
I noticed you looked thin.
Yeah. But at the end of the week, what I want to say is, at the end of the week, okay, I had stashed all these little Trader Joe's energy bar type things, and there was a chocolate one. I was eating it, and the chief in the village said, what is that? And I said, oh, this is it's chocolates. And I gave it to him. And he took it and put it in his mouth, and this look, like he looked at me like, how could you do this to me? And spat it out on the ground, the food that I had offered. Here, and all week I've been eating, rodent foot and chicha, and like, you spit out my Trader Joe's. I mean, they are not very good. No. I would say. I don't really blame the chief. There's a window very, very early in which you can kind of shape them in that a woman, while pregnant and while breastfeeding, is passing on flavors. Yeah, there was this a study, a wonderful study, where they gave women who were nursing, they gave them, for breastfeeding, garlic capsules. And then they took their milk and a control sample, and they had a panel of flavor experts sniff, not drink, sniff the breast milk, and they're like, yeah, absolutely, that's the garlic, that one's not. So it was very easy to tell in the breast milk if the mother was eating garlic. Flatulence is mostly hydrogen and methane, which are both odorless. The gas that causes the smell is in there in tiny amounts, and it tends to be these sulfur drugs like hydrogen sulfide, ethyl methyl sulfide. There are like 3 of them, and hydrogen sulfide in particular, you can detect it at like 2 parts per million. I mean, we are so finely attuned to hydrogen sulfide. At 1,000 parts per million, it is lethal. What happens is, horribly enough, it paralyzes the olfactory nerve, so you don't smell. But I was curious, I often, when it's cold, I'll sleep with covers over my head, which is a confined space, and I don't know what the concentration of hydrogen, and my husband
the dirty Dutch
has had, the Dutch oven thing, and I thought, is that bad for you? Could you possibly die from a Dutch oven? And I asked Michael Levitt, who is, by the way, the brother of the Freakonomics guy, Stephen Levitt. I know. So I don't think Stephen Levitt talks about that a lot, but his brother's published 34 papers on human intestinal gas. Just throwing that out there. Anyway, I want to reassure everyone that there is no the concentration level doesn't.
Are you advocating this practice, or?
I'm saying go right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.